there's a lot of damaged guys that come over to Thailand, to the wrong place, looking for love and end up, or just looking for fun, and then they fall in love. And a lot of it is there's a big age difference, so it's never going to work. But even on my channel, I read comments from guys going, oh, it's not too bad, 60-year-old and 18-year-old, it's not that bad. And I'm thinking, what do you mean it's not that bad?
What's the story, folks? Pete here from Thairish Times. Hope you're keeping well. Today we are going to meet Dan. He spent the last 6 years in Thailand. He's from the UK. A lot of you already know him from his YouTube channel called Thai Talk with Dan. And in this interview, Dan is going to talk about the mistakes some foreigners make when it comes to relationships with certain Thai women. Let's get straight into it. Well, let's talk about your life in Thailand. You mentioned that most of the time you spend working there. And I was thinking about this because I know you live in, you said you mentioned Buriram. I knew it was Isan. And I was just thinking as well, like the first time I went to Thailand, I spent 10 months in a place called Sukhothai. It's a small town in the middle of nowhere, really. And I was bored, really bored. And I was like, you know what? After 10 months, I said, you know what? I'm a city boy. I grew up in Dublin. I like the cities. So I went straight to Bangkok, pretty much lived in Bangkok for the next 10, 11 years. But I just can't get my head around like the life in Isan. Is it a boring lifestyle?
It depends on what you want to do. For me, it was a radical change because I worked in Manchester city centre. Yeah, so I was in the hustle and bustle, but I lived in a place called Todmorden in West Yorkshire, up in the hills, in the valleys. So I lived in the countryside essentially, but worked in the city centre. And because I was around people all the time doing sales and marketing, it was a much nice and needed, refreshing change for me to have the quiet life. And I've enjoyed it. And even now, I couldn't think of anything worse than living in a place like Bangkok or Pattaya or Phuket town or anything like that. I couldn't do it. I like to be quiet. I don't like the hustle and bustle. I don't like all the traffic, so many people. I'm in Thailand, so I want to be around Thai people. It's like if I go to Pattaya, sometimes I feel like I'm in Blackpool, but a better version. It's different. It's just different. So I like to be out of the way. I mean, you've got some nice expats that live here in Buriram, so that's nice. Yeah, there's like one particular bar that I like to go to now and again, where I'll go for some food and maybe one or two beers and chat to long-term expats that have always got a story to tell. There's always something going on. There's always a story every single day whenever you walk into the bar, and it's always to do with a Thai woman, believe it or not. Now, before my son come along, yeah, I could say that it is pretty boring, Pete. I get it. There's not much to do apart from just work and like just live your life and have a bit of social maybe at the bar. But since my son come along, no, I'm busy all the time. I don't get much spare time anymore. Since I started the YouTube channel, I still do my marketing, I do the YouTube channel, and I have my son. So for me now, there's not really that much free time. So I'm busy. It's all right for me. It's not for everybody, though. I understand how they can get bored. You can't go to the beach. You can't see the sea. The nightlife is not as fun as in Bangkok or Pattaya. But for me, I got fairly bored of the nightlife here in Thailand very quickly. Once I understood it and figured it out, it just not for me, really. That's why I prefer just to go to the local bar where it's not busy, just a few expats in, just all telling stories and sat and just nice and chilled.
Well, let's talk about your channel now. So basically, you have these submission stories, or sorry, subscriber stories, where they'll email you with their life stories. Usually, it's Thailand related stuff, right? You've had loads of them on your channel. Which story stands out the most as being, I suppose, the most tragic? Can you tell us that story, that one that you've read out, you're going, oh God?
Wife and the 4 kids one, that was quite popular. That was crazy. Guy that cheated on his wife and 4 kids in Thailand and then went back and he's still with his wife now. So I just thought, oh my God, that's madness.
How do you mean? He cheated on her back in...
Yeah, he come to Thailand. He was going to marry this young Thai girl he met. I think it was on Soy 6. Yeah, so one of the bar girls off Soy 6. I think she was about 18-year-old. So obviously going from your wife, who's she's had 4 kids, so she's not going to be in the the peak physical condition, so to speak. They've been married a long time, got 4 children, and then decides to come to Thailand and mess around with an 18-year-old, fall in love with a nice young 18-year-old girl. And I think he was set up to get married, and then something happened where I think he figured out she was scamming him or she had a boyfriend or something. And then he ended up going back to his home country and then getting back with his wife and never telling us, never knows anything about it. And he's still with his wife now. Like I say, I get emails every day. They're not just stories that people send me. They're just sending me emails about problems that they've got. And it just seems that 99.9% of the problems that men get over here in Thailand is down to a Thai woman, down to the relationship that they've got themselves in. And guys seem to think that it's because they've got with a bar girl or a massage girl or a freelancer. That's why all these guys are having problems. No, 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 no. That's not the case. Yeah. I know teachers. I know girls that are in university. I know normal Thai women that are accountants, lawyers, etc., that can be a hell of a lot more ruthless than a bar girl can be with a guy. Yeah. The problems are coming from all different types of women that guys are getting involved with here in Thailand, because that seems to be the main issue, is about the money side of things. That's where guys are getting the main problems, where they believe that the woman truly loves them, but they want this house, they want this car, they want this land, they want this business, etc. And that's where all the problems are happening.
These guys are to blame as well, right? If you're a guy and you're handing out money to bar girls, to buying them gold, rings, and you're splashing the cash on them, like, they're to blame as well. No, or it's some of these guys. You get emails from. I get a couple of emails as well, and not really about the relationship stuff, but some of these guys, you're like, mate, you're the cause of this, and then they instantly go and blame the Thai woman. But it's like, mate, you've picked the wrong woman, and you've made a series of mistakes which have gotten you to this point.
Yeah, and it's fair enough. They needed to learn that lesson. Yeah, they needed that experience. It's their own fault. Totally agree with you. The problem that I have, and the people that I worry about the most, are the elderly, the people that are a lot older, people that are losing the faculties, going a little bit senile, come from a broken marriage, recently got divorced, coming over to Thailand with serious mental problems, where they're not 100% when they arrived here, yeah, but they've got good hearts. They've just had some traumatic episode that's gone on at home. They've come here a bit broken or a bit damaged, and they've just kind of fell into it. I mean, you'll get a lot of things where the Thai woman will basically say, this is culture here, this is the way that things work here, you're supposed to give this, you're supposed to pay for this. And guys can just follow that woman because they think they've fallen in love. But there's a lot of suicides that go on here, a hell of a lot. A lot of guys where they genuinely thought that the woman loved them. They've sold the house in their own home countries. Every single penny that they've managed to get from their own home country, they've put it in to their new life with their new Thai wife. And the next minute, not 6 months down the line or a year down the line, that relationship has stopped now. They've realized that woman didn't love them at the beginning. It's all been about the money, etc. And then guys leave then totally broke, can't go back to their own home country because they've got no house, they've got no home. They could be 65, 70 years old. So then, they feel like, what's the point? What's the point of continuing? I can't go back now. My life's coming at an end anyway. I'm 65, 70 years old. And that's where it can get like pretty serious. But as you probably know, as well as I do, there's a lot of guys where it happens repeatedly over and over and over again. They don't learn from the first mistake. I know a guy that lives in Buriram that's lost 3 houses to 3 different Thai women.
Oh my God. Really sorry for interrupting this video, folks, but I got to keep the lights on here at Thairish Times. So I just want to take a moment to talk about online dating. So back in my single days when I was in Bangkok, I did a bit of online dating myself, got great memories from it, met some really interesting people, and like I said, really fond memories of that period of my life when I was dating. I've definitely had way more positive experiences than negative experiences, that's for sure, but I have had a few disastrous dates. And I even got an email there a couple of weeks ago from a subscriber who lives in Thailand, and he said that he lives in Chiang Mai. He was talking to someone online. They live in Bangkok. He decided, what the hell, I'm just going to fly to Bangkok and meet this person. Flies to Bangkok, and then a different person turned up to meet him at the airport. Wasn't the same person he was talking to. So recently I've been working with an online dating service called Christian Filipina, And what they do is they help Western men meet Filipina women for long-term serious relationships. So Christian Filipina, they pay huge attention to security. They've got a digital team monitoring the website at all times, so people are not misrepresenting themselves, and you're not going to basically meet up with someone who's, well, not the person you were talking to, which would be an absolute disaster. But anyway, if you're interested in what I said, check the link down below for Christian Filipina, and check the comment section down below as well, the pinned comment at the top. And yeah, best of luck in finding your potential life partner. And now, back to the video.
He's very smart as well, but you'd never even think that. You wouldn't think somebody who comes across as quite intelligent, who's lost 3 different houses to 3 different women. But what seems to happen is common sense seems to turn off when people fall in love or lust over a woman. The common sense just seems to disappear, and afterwards, once they've woke up and they've lost everything, then they can't believe that was them in the past. They can't believe that they did those things, that they wasted that money, that they give so easily and believed so easily. But it's just carnage over here. But it's always down to women, and you are right. A lot of the times it is the guy's own fault. The women are just going to play the game that they always play. The people should know about this. There's a lot of damaged people that damaged guys that come over to Thailand to the wrong place looking for love and end up, or just looking for fun, and then they fall in love because they want that companionship, they want that love, and a lot of it is there's a big age difference, so it's never going to work. But even on my channel, I read comments from guys going, "Oh, it's not too bad, 60-year-old and 18-year-old, it's not that bad." And I'm thinking, what do you mean it's not that bad? How old's your granddaughter? Come on. You have no idea the mental capacity of an 18-year-old here in Isan, for example, compared to the mental capacity of an 18-year-old in America or in the UK or in Ireland. It's just worlds apart. It's worlds apart. I meet 18-year-olds here. I talk to them like friends' daughters, and they come across like a 10 or 11-year-old.
I think it's the Thai kids get mature around 21, 22. They've come out of university and then they start working, and the life kind of bites them then,
Yeah, they start to get a life experience then when they get a job, start to meet people from different backgrounds, etc. Not just meeting kids within university or school. So yeah, it's different. But for an 18-year-old that's lived in Isan, with the Isan ways, living with a mum and maybe other sisters and other brothers, and never really left the village much, it's just worlds apart to a young girl back in America or like back in the UK. Like I say, it's very, very different.
Dan, how do you handle the trolls, the comments on your channel?
Stressful at first, because I always felt like I needed to comment. I needed to justify myself in whatever they said, and I did have a few expats a long time ago, older expats. I lived in Bangkok and Phuket that had some Facebook group, and yeah, they attacked me for a little bit. But now it doesn't bother me that much anymore. You don't really have time to bother. I mean, I got an email yesterday. He's emailed a few times. A guy called Tim from Australia. I've read comments before on my channel from him, and they've always been okay. And then yesterday, he decided to send a bit of a horrible email talking about me and Peter from Thailand Bound, and basically said that we both need to get packing and go home and stuff. But it was just the way that he said it. It was the way that he worded it. So obviously, the way I look at it, when someone takes the time out of their own busy life and can sit down and send an email to a total stranger giving you their advice to like quit what you're doing and go back home, etc., and have a bit of a go at you, then for me, the way I see it is that they've got their own problems. They're going through their own issues right now, and they're just lashing out at me because I put myself on the internet. They've watched a video and something's triggered them within that video, and they've decided to try to offload their own problems and their own issues onto me. In the whole time that I've done my YouTube channel, I've had 3 or 4 Thai girls that have either commented or sent me an email and basically said, "My boyfriend's left me because of you."
Really?
Oh, they've said the same thing. Yeah, like, well, literally, my boyfriend's left me, or the guy that I was seeing has left me because he's watched your YouTube channel. So I've had 4, like 2 comments, maybe 2 emails, but only 4 times that's happened in the whole year, which is quite lucky considering the content, because I know that I can offend people that maybe have a bar girl wife, for example, yeah, and they want to defend that, no, my bar girl wife were the best thing that happened to me and everything's worked out great, and you're wrong about what you're saying. What I always try to say to people is, in Thailand 15, 20 years ago, it was very different back then, and you possibly could meet a nice woman that had just started working in the bar. You could take her out of that bar, marry her, and live happily ever after. But things have radically changed with like the internet, and people, the egos have gone bigger. Everybody's wanting to show on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, constantly show off. And it's just gone different now, where the failure rate of you getting involved and getting married and trying to have a relationship with a bar girl, a massage girl, a freelancer, it's like 99%. It's going to fail in the long term. Yeah, it's only ever going to really happen short term.
Are there many expats in Buriram that are married to ex-bar girls?
Yeah, I think all over Thailand, really, not just Buriram, but yeah, there's loads of them, mainly in the next city, Surin. If you go there, you can spot like an ex-bar girl a mile away.
Well, how do you know? How can you tell?
Normally with the makeup, yeah, the makeup, the tan skin, the tattoos, the dress sense. That is, if you meet somebody that's never worked in a tourist place or never like worked in a bar or massage girl, you'll see that the makeup is done different. Yeah, the skin tone is always different. They take more care of the skin. They don't want it to be super tanned. As you probably know, here in Thailand, they do like to take care of the skin as best as they can, especially like younger women. The tattoos, and the dress sense, like wearing like provocative clothing, it's not the norm over here. It's not.
If you're out walking or on the street, would you ever get them like looking at you, giving
Hello.
you the eyes?
Kind of
like I've noticed
yeah,
in Thailand, always, yeah, you notice that
always,
as well.
yeah, always. Even if I go to a bar and there's a wife and a husband, you still get them giving you a look. But stuff like that, I keep my mouth shut. I'll never tell the foreigner because it's expected. Pretty normal. Or if I go to Robinson's or Big C or Macro, it'll happen a lot in there as well. So most of the time, if I go out on my own anywhere, I'll wear my headphones, I'll wear my sunglasses and just try not to get involved with people. So if I go shopping on my own, I'll have my headphones in. I'll normally look down and only look up when I'm looking to buy stuff. I'll just keep out of people's way, try not to make eye contact. But there are a lot of over here in Isan, a lot of the guys that come over here have grabbed hold of the woman from Pattaya, Phuket, Chiang Mai, around the bar scene, and met the woman there and then come back to their hometown. So obviously you're going to see a lot of guys with bar girl girlfriends or bar girl wives over here. But up to them, for me, I don't get involved with people in my normal life when I meet people on the street, because if you try to wake people up, it can be quite negative for you. So it's good to not get involved. So I only get involved with people that ask me to get involved, that want to share the story or want advice. Like if I meet somebody face to face and they ask me a certain question, I'll ask them, do you want me to be honest with you? And if they say, yeah, I'll say, right, okay, I'll be honest. But otherwise, I don't want to get involved because it can get quite messy. At the end of the day, I know why a lot of people are coming here. I just don't want them to get scammed, have a bitter taste, and be another expat that ends up in Pattaya moaning and groaning and telling their story to everybody else. Yeah, there's so many people with a bad story. Since I moved here 6.5 years ago, all I hear is negative stories everywhere I go. So for me, like, it's like if I go to the bar tonight, which I'm not going to do, but if I went to the bar, I guarantee if I stay there for 1 or 2 hours, someone will sit down and complain about some drama that's happened with a girlfriend or wife. Yeah, that day, guaranteed.
I really enjoyed chatting to you, and best of luck with your channel. I think you've got some good things coming, and best of luck not only with your channel but just with life in Thailand there.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Whatever it takes, I'll just stick around for him. But if it was to get toxic again or anything like that, I'm fine to move out. Yeah, rent a house and just see my son 3 or 4 days a week, and just have to stick with that, and make some kind of life here doing that. All my visa's sorted now, so I don't have to worry about that. So yeah, I'm all right now until he's 16, and then by then I should be able to get some kind of retirement visa. So yeah.
Right. Now, look, I'll tell you what we do. We'll chat again. I'd love to get you on in the future in a couple of months' time, and just because you have interesting ideas and perspectives and all, and I think it's a refreshing kind of you're a refreshing character to talk, because you'll just be down the line, direct. You're not afraid what people think, you know.
No, you can't be, can you? When you put yourself online, you just gotta be honest,
No.
mate. Just be honest. Like I said to you, they either like you or they don't. There's nothing you can do about it. Just crack on.
Right, no worries. Well, look, I'll leave the link for your channel. Everyone, check out Dan's channel. I'll leave the link. I'll put it in the top as well. I'll tag you in it. I'll do all that so people can go over and check out your content. So, Dan, best of luck. Enjoy your Saturday.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Take it easy.
Cheers.
Enjoy your
Take
day.
care.
See you,
Bye-bye.
mate. Bye bye. Bye
Bye.
bye.